Hello, Cathy here with my very special podcast guest and cousin, Leanne.
Hi.
Hi, Leanne. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
So Leanne's a little bit nervous because she's never been on a podcast before, and she stopped walking.
I'm sorry.
Keep walking.
We're going over a nice bridge. I thought we'd have to stop and look at the scenery.
So Leanne is visiting me from New York, where she lives. So she's our number one New York fan, also our only New York fan.
No, I got my roommates on board.
And it's my first day of maternity leave. We're very excited to be hanging out, and we're going to see Girls Trip.
Yay!
Yeah,
we nearly weren't, so we're very excited to be actually here on time for it.
Yeah, we nearly missed it, and then we decided to get an Uber because we were that keen on getting to see this movie. And so this is an interesting movie because it stars an all-black female cast, which is really rare, and it opened at number 2 behind Dunkirk in the box office in the States, which is pretty amazing and shocked everyone. And it's getting really good critic scores, so it's defying the typical kind of genre expectation of another type of movie which had just come out, which was what's it called, Rough Night?
Rough Night, yeah,
which looks horrific,
which didn't look as appealing at all to watch for some reason, whereas this one just looked like it's going to be like fun and actually funny.
Yeah, have you seen trailers?
Yeah,
I haven't.
It looks like it actually, well, from what I read about it and saw, it looks like it's actually going to be like a proper funny movie, kind of similar to Bridesmaids, the way that didn't disappoint, I don't think.
Okay, interesting. And it's basically 4 women are going to the Essence Festival in New Orleans, and I guess mayhem ensues, and apparently it's like quite filthy but done in a good way. So we'll be like screaming lecherously at the screen. Also, it's only 5 o'clock in the afternoon because I'm on maternity leave now. We can go whenever we want. Yeah. And what else? I think you had some fun facts you wanted to share about the director.
He's a cousin of Spike Lee, which is not that fun, but slightly interesting. A more funner fact is that he has the same birthday as me, so I think that's the real reason we're here to see it.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And yeah, I think it's over 80% on Rotten Tomatoes last time I checked, and I've heard only good things, except one friend said he thought it was too crude, and everyone else thought it was really good. So yeah, I love that this is just a surprise hit, and it's not like a sequel to anything. I mean, it's a pretty big cast in that it has Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett Smith. But it also has, I saw on IMDb, Kate Walsh, who plays Addison in Grey's Anatomy in Private Practice, and I love her.
Yes.
So yeah, 3 women that I really like.
Regina Hall, who was Brenda Meeks in all the Scary Movie films.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So lots of recognisable women.
Yeah.
And we do love a female-led movie. Okay, we better go though because we are a bit late. Bye.
Bye.
Girls, you know you got those friends. The ones that got your back. The ones that keep it real. We haven't hung in 5 years. We need a girls' trip.
Come say goodbye to your mama. She's going off to get some love so she can stop being so grouchy all the time.
Ma!
Your mama know there's cobwebs on the thing.
You girls are gonna be kicking all weekend. Liz, please refrain from saying things that you haven't looked up on the Urban Dictionary.
Have fun on your hashtag Black Girl Magic weekend. Girl, bye.
You getting some this weekend. You gonna get at least 2 dicks this weekend.
You know what? I need you to use your lady mouth.
I need you to use your lady mouth.
All my ladies round the world.
Hello, this is Cathy back with Leanne, and we are out of Girls Trip. Very full because we got lots of food.
Got through a lot more than we expected.
Yeah, we got a lot of food in. And what did you think? Overall impression?
I really liked it. It was like it was really, like, by the end I just absolutely loved it. It was like really fun. There was so much like nice interactions between all the characters, and it was like I was really emotional by the end when they felt like they were like such good friends, and they had like shown that throughout the movie so much.
Yeah, we did weep a bit at the end.
Just a little bit. But yeah, I think at the start I was a bit unsure because I felt like they were doing that thing in pilots where they were like frantically trying to introduce every character.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, okay, I get it, she's the wacky one, she's like the mom figure, she's everything, so it felt a bit awkward or something. But then I think that kind of worked a little bit then because they all hadn't seen each other in ages, and then they all start like, you know, reminding each other about what they're all like, and then their friendship kind of starts to show, and then I just thought it was really nice then. It was really like cute, and like seeing them like go wild with each other and kind of like slip back into old ways.
So big thumbs up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say like general thoughts, which was I thought it opened really badly with loads of exposition, where it was like, hi, I'm such and such a character, and I'm going to narrate for 5 minutes how we all know each other, who each person is, and we'll go through kind of a series of photo montages where they're blatantly all 40 and they're pretending to be in university.
With like a backdrop of like,
just
like
fake
poor
backdrop.
green screen. Yeah.
So I thought, this is kind of badly written. But then I really liked all the actresses and I thought they had really good chemistry. And I really enjoyed the overall plot, which is, yes, there's 4 of them meeting up and going to this festival, but one of them is a very high profile celebrity, and she's in a marriage that has a lot of pressure on it in the spotlight, and then we'll talk about more of that in Spoiler Streets. But yeah, I liked it. It's a funny movie because I found it like moving, and I really enjoyed that we went to see it together, which is really fun. We figured out that we haven't been to the cinema together since, I think, Pearl Harbor. It's a long time ago.
We haven't lived in the same country in a few years.
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely enjoyed that, and I think it's like a perfect one for us to go to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I overall liked it, and it was funny. I thought it was a little bit long, because 2 hours is quite long for a movie like that, and it was not as crude as we were expecting.
No, so that was the main thing for me, is that was like one of the big things I had heard, and then it wasn't really. I think there was some elements where I was like, oh, here we go, the big scene where like they get like, I don't know what counts as Spoiler Street, but like
where they fillet a banana.
Well, yeah, no, but which sorry, we're
getting
at a
off.
crossroads. No, but for more though, when there's a scene where they kind of on a night out and they take absinthe and that's when that started happening, and they start doing that kind of token hallucination. And I'm just like, when that was about to start, I was like, this is in so many movies. This is basically like the premise of Hangover. Like, it's already in that one from ages ago, and so that for me. But then it actually like was pretty funny when they were doing it, so I was pretty surprised by it.
I think it's because the actresses are so good. Like Queen Latifah is really funny. Like, so she pulled off, like, she was hallucinating, and we saw her making out with this really hot guy, and then it cuts to her making out with a lamp, and that sounds lame, but actually it did work. Yeah,
there was things that you wouldn't think you were going to find funny, and I was like ready to not laugh, and then I like actually was laughing so much about them, and I think it was how they pulled them off.
So yeah, I think like I would definitely recommend it for like fun day, like movie to go and see with a girlfriend. And I'm really pleased it's done well at the box office, because it's a movie that's like led by women, and in particular it's about like 4 black women, which you don't very often see in a movie, and they're just portraying like fun but like characters and obviously heightened existence, but ultimately, you know, they have relationship problems and financial problems. Like, it's so much better than my direct comparison that I'm thinking of is like the Sex and the City movies, which are so terrible, and this didn't feel desperate the way those movies felt.
No, because even like it opens up, and you know, the first scene where you're introducing Queen Latifah, and like all across her table are like bills with the like overdue stamp, and you're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, I was thinking that, like, we can tell she's broke.
Throughout the movie, like, it just keeps like texts and emails keep coming up on screen where it's like, hey, you haven't paid your bill, and it's like, no, I get it. She's struggling with money. This one's doing, like, they kind of kept trying to tell us, and we were like, well, that's fine. But I think the actors were all so fun in it, and they definitely like. You can see they enjoyed filming it together, because they have so much fun doing it.
I want to be friends with them, basically. Yeah. And I think probably I would say the direction wasn't very good, because a lot of that stuff was just too exposition-y, and it got away with it because the actors being so good, but ultimately it was like, we don't need this scene to be shot in such a literal way. Yeah,
I think that was definitely it. But then on certain scenes where after their kind of crazy nights out, they would just sit around and kind of laugh about the nights out, and that felt so natural. Like,
that felt really authentic.
Yeah. On the first scene though, my one issue was after the night out, they were sitting around and chatting loads, and they weren't eating anything, and I was like, if you were all that wasted, you would have gotten food.
Oh no.
And then like on the next night out, they all have takeaway or like room service, and I was so happy. I was like, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, that would do way more. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, overall from us, enjoyable, pleased it made money at the box office.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was just like a fun girls' comedy that like basically. I enjoyed watching,
And though we didn't see the Scarlett Johansson one, so we can't completely trash it, I saw enough from the trailer and the poster to know I never need to see that movie. Okay, so now we're going to go to Spoiler Street in Staines. It's a beautiful street, Leanne. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so spoilers for Girls Trip starting now. So the second we saw the main woman's husband, what was her name? What was the character or the actress again?
Regina Hall.
Both. Regina Hall, who we are obsessed with.
Oh my god,
so beautiful in this movie.
She's so amazing, and every outfit she wears is incredible. Unbelievable. Yeah,
we just kept going, look at her clothes. So she's the celebrity who's in what we learn. So she's in a marriage with a kind of a football player, and he's actually the actor whose name escapes me, but he plays Luke Cage. Have you seen that Marvel show Luke Cage?
Yeah.
I don't rate him as an actor at all. I think he's terrible in Luke Cage. He was in another show I watched called Ringer, which is so bad, which was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What's her name again? Sarah Michelle Gellar. She played two twins, and it was the worst show I've ever seen, and he was terrible in it. And he was terrible in this too, so that's 3 out of 3 things I've seen him.
But also his character, like, you didn't need him, you instantly didn't like him, and we both, like, you said that, and we were like, he's cheating on her.
Yeah, so obvious.
But then he's so swarmy, and, like, he just, every time, like, she catches him cheating, and then she's trying to, like, give out to him about it or whatever, and he just, like, has this, like, control over her. And it's so horrible, and you can just see that he's like, no, we have to stay together for the business.
He's blackmailing her.
And he essentially is. He's like emotionally blackmailing her, which is
and he's
horrible.
saying, well, we need the business. You know, we're business partners. I failed you as a husband, but not as a partner. I'm like, no, you've screwed her over because you've ruined your sham marriage by getting someone else pregnant.
And it's like, he's sick in it. And then that moment afterwards where she, like, has that big chat with him, and then she's alone in her dressing room, and she's just trying to talk herself back up.
Yeah, that was really moving.
Was so sad. And
she's saying
like,
to herself, you're beautiful, you're powerful, you can do this.
Yeah, I got so emotional watching that because, and then her friend comes in and tries to ask, is she okay? And she's like, no, all good, because she just has obviously spent so long, like, trying to say she's okay and everything. And that did ring true. I thought all that stuff, and I thought, I mean, she's an amazing actress. I'm surprised you said she was in scary movies. I'm sure she's been in. Should have done a bit of research. She must have been in the dramatic role. She was really good. Yeah, she's in a movie. I'd seen her before in Think Like a Man, and I really liked her in that. I remember her being like kind of similar. Like, she has like such a sense of like calm and kindness to her when she's in these movies. And I just really liked her.
And amazing.
She's like
hair.
Oh my god, her hair is just insane.
We were like, this is blowing our minds. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, the other plots I found interesting. I thought it was an interesting plot that Queen Latifah's character had been a serious journalist, and now she works for like this kind of trashy kind of TMZ kind of website where she just like writes nasty things about celebrities, and that was really interesting. Jada Pinkett Smith, I really enjoyed her performance, but I thought her character was a little bit lame. I don't know what you thought. I am a long-time fan of the Smith family, so if Will Smith's normally in something, I'm pretty happy. So I was like, no, she's going to be great too. But then she is really funny, but I think they make her this mom character at the start, and then they're just like, so like they kind of use it against her for like a lot of it. But it is kind of funny when they're making her like put on different outfits and stuff. And she let loose really quickly. And I normally would say a character wouldn't change that dramatically over a weekend, but there's something about, we've all been there where you are with friends you haven't seen in a long time, and you used to get like really trashed with those friends, and then that's just kind of what she reverted back to. So I did believe it, albeit it was a bit dramatic. Yeah, definitely. And it's very funny when she's wearing that hilarious outfit, and they're like giving her stick about it, like long she's
dress,
all frumpy,
and then they hand her like that like thong dress, and they're like, put this on, and she's just like, oh, I couldn't possibly, and then she comes out 2 seconds
Next
later.
scene, she's like, let's party, bitches. And what then the fourth character, who's the actress we didn't know, and this is like a breakout role for her, although I did see she'd been in a sitcom on the Oprah Winfrey Network, and she grated on me that she was the token, loud, obnoxious, vulgar.
Yeah. I warmed to her so much though throughout the movie.
Yeah,
because,
by the end I liked her.
Because she was kind of the one being like, wait, are we not all like getting together and having the best weekend ever? Why is everyone being so serious? So like at the start when everyone was being a bit awkward with each other and she was just like going nuts trying to do shots and stuff, like she's the kind of like contradiction, but then by the end they're all doing that.
Yeah.
And they like have such a good time, and she like just shows to be like so loyal to them all and stuff.
That was nice. And what did you think? Like, there was a scene which I thought was just really dumb where two of them like piss on a crowd of people.
No,
and it's just so badly directed, so weirdly acted. The pee was like a tap had been turned on. Like it's so strange.
I guess like I don't know, I sometimes find there's the need like in those comedies to get those kind of shocking scenes in, and I just don't think you need to do it for things to be funny. I think like there's a lot more subtle humour to be had. But
the better humour I found was just the four women together like in the bed joking and laughing about men and stuff.
But I did like how the main one, Regina Hall, was like, no, I have to be home early in the morning, okay, like maybe, you know, what else could possibly happen, like, and then cut to a scene where they're all like so drunk and like flying in a thing across, and then I was like, it kind of is like madness with friends and stuff, so I was like, it is
I think
funny.
Like your old uni friends and your school friends, I do believe that happens. So overall I did enjoy it. Like I would definitely say there's problems with it, and it's not an amazing movie that I would probably ever watch again, but I thought it was a really fun cinema experience.
Yeah, and like by the end you're kind of like lifted by like all like the speech she gives and stuff. I think they win you over definitely at the end.
And it was so busy. Like, we were really surprised. It's like a 5:15 viewing on a Thursday, packed. And the hilarious thing was, as we were queuing up to buy our tickets, we were stuck behind this old couple for ages who were so slow. And then we went in and they were in the cinema. I was like, what are these? Do they know what movie they're going to see?
Do they know they're going to witness quite a graphic grapefruit scene?
I have to say, I had been forewarned about the banana. I think I would just say being filleted. I don't know what you're supposed to say in podcast. I mean, that was just weird. It was funny, but it was just like, huh? What is this?
I mean, I am so sorry if anyone from my family ever hears me ever hears me say this.
Except me, because I am your cousin.
But like, it is obviously, but I don't think it's that graphic. Like, obviously it's funny, but then like some of the comments she's making while she's showing her how to do it,
she's quite graphically doing
they're
it.
so funny though, and they're so real, and she's literally like putting
it is like that obnoxious gross friend.
It's like, but also it's like obnoxious gross, but it's also like everyone 100% is watching that and being like, wait, what is grapefruiting? And you're definitely like, wait, do explain it properly, thanks so much. So
so guys, whoever's listening to this, if you've not seen the movie, Google grapefruiting, and you'll be interested to know what it is. And I did enjoy the scene towards the end when we saw the grapefruit in action on the male form. That was quite funny.
He was enjoyable to use as the model for that.
So thank you, Leanne. We've been planning this trip for a couple of weeks. We've been very excited, and
thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so excited. And so if you want, what am I supposed to be doing these plugs? Dave normally does them. Oh yeah, you can follow us on Twitter at The Cinemile, on Facebook at The Cinemile,
and Instagram now, don't forget.
Yeah, nice, thank you. Instagram at The Cinemile. Email us thecinemail@gmail.com, or
WhatsApp us.
No, we don't. You don't get the Cinemile at WhatsApp.
Focus on Facebook.
Yeah, and the most important thing actually is if you could just please subscribe to us on iTunes if you haven't already done that. And also leave us a review. Yeah. Woo. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
How long has it been?
I don't know. 2 years, maybe?
You getting some this weekend? Straight up, you gonna get at least 2 dicks this weekend.
For crying out loud, Dina. We only gonna be there for 3 days.
Well, 3 dicks then.